It was back in August of this year that Dr. Peachy Piana joined Guam Radiology Consultants. Piana, who grew up on Guam, was given a warm welcome home after 15 years of being off island doing education and training. It was when she was 11 years old that she, along with two other siblings, would move to Guam from the Philippines. Piana attended Santa Barbara, an Academy of Our Lady of Guam, where she graduated as a valedictorian in 2003. Since she excelled in science, there was a desire to enter into the medical field, which she says was partly attributed to her parents.
They always come home and tell us stories about, taking care of people and their careers. When I was in middle school, I would actually go with my dad. He worked for FHP, and he would be a traveling, visiting respiratory therapist, and we would visit his patients in the South. And I remember that at a young age, and I did enjoy the fact that when he would come home, I could see that he feels fulfilled in his career.
But it was something that her mom said during their travels to Manila that fueled her.
One thing that my mom always emphasizes, there might not be a lot of things that I can give you, physical, material things that I can give you, but one thing that I will make sure you end up getting is a good education. Because with a good education, you can do anything in your life.
She attended Marquette University and graduated magna cum laude in 2007. She would later earn her medical degree at the Jefferson Medical College in Philadelphia, where she was elected to the Alpha Omega Alpha Medical Honor Society, which is reserved for top medical school graduates. She completed 5 years of postgraduate training, including her internship and residency at Einstein Medical Center in Pennsylvania. She would go on to complete a radiology fellowship at the University of California, San Diego, where she was appointed as a chief fellow. The USCD fellowship is widely regarded as amongst the best in the world. Before coming to GRC, Dr. Piana practiced in Irvine, California. But in her heart, she knew she always wanted to come back to the island that embraced her family.
In the back of my head, that's kind of like the least that I could do to come back and work here. But it's not even out of service. It's really because this is my home, and my family is here, and there's really nowhere else that there's nowhere else in the mainland that I can consider home. Guam is home.
For Dr. Nathaniel Berg, who is the medical director for GRC, Piana has been such a positive addition to the GRC team.
First of all, I think part of it is just simply having a woman as a part of our staff here. We've had women before, but never permanently. People would come and go, and we've noticed a difference in our practice by simply having a woman's perspective in medicine. It is something that has brought a different way of looking at certain situations. I think that's inherent in medicine, that if you have a woman who's taking care of women, they can give a little bit of a different perspective.
He says that having Dr. Piana part of the team, it brings a certain comfort to patients knowing that she's from the island.
It adds even just that little extra that says, I understand where you're coming from say more of a cultural standpoint, and from somebody from Guam providing care to someone else from Guam. I would like that myself, and I think that having that little extra bit of comfort, knowing that this person understands very well where you're coming from, has been a big bonus for us, and we hear it from patients, that they're happy that to be treated by somebody who understands them perhaps better than somebody who's just moved here.
For Piana, it's something she really appreciates now more than ever.
When I'm seeing patients and you have the same culture, you're from Guam, or if I see like an older Filipino lady, I'm able to speak to them in Tagalog. Those are the things that I wasn't really able to do when I was practicing in the mainland. So when I'm able to connect with a patient on a cultural or even like a level of like speaking a native language, it just feels nicer. It feels like we have a better connection.
Dr. Piana says she's grateful and honored to be part of a company that wants to bring the technological advances to Guam and a place that allows her to share her passion for radiology.
They want to invest that money because the people of Guam deserve, the standard of care.
According to Dr. Berg, she gave GRC the assurance that they were doing the right thing.
We have, as physicians at Guam Radiology Consultants, made a commitment to bringing advanced technology, and really we want to have the world's best technology here for imaging. And while we want to, and we try to do that, when Dr. Piana came out, who was coming from advanced level training programs, and said, well, you have great equipment, and some of your equipment that you have is better than what they actually have, in the States, in most places, that's comforting for us to know that we are providing high-level care, and extremely high-level care, I might add, such that we could attract someone just out of extraordinarily prominent training programs who said, I can practice there and feel that I'm staying up with the times.
As for what she would say to encourage those studying or receiving training abroad to come back to Guam and share their talent and knowledge,
I think there's always room for everyone, and every type of specialty, not just in medicine but in finance, engineering, what have you. If you're an artist or really any field, if you're an entrepreneur, I think there's a lot of untapped opportunities in Guam.
reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonah Goncharfris.